what it is your prospects want your product or service to provide to them. In most cases, they're searching for a product or service that will relieve their pain, brighten their world, or help them accomplish their dream. These are known as hot buttons, and it's absolutely critical that your website immediately conveys that message the moment your prospects lands on your site. This means that at the very top of your site, you need to have a hot button targeted headline that instantly grabs their attention and lets them know they have come to the right place to find their solution. In fact, you have maybe 3 seconds to convey that message. Fail to do so, and they're gone. Unfortunately, the vast majority of websites all look alike and do nothing to immediately capture the attention of their target customer. Most businesses place their business name at the top of the site, often accompanied by a brief summary of the business or its owner, and many times with a picture included as well. That is the worst thing you can possibly have at the top of your site. Please don't take this personally, but your prospects don't care about you. They don't care about your business. They don't care that you're local or national, that you perform both residential and commercial services, that you're open 24/7, or that your personnel are courteous, experienced, and professional. They don't care that you own a truck, or for whatever strange reason you have adopted a squirrel as your mascot. They only care about themselves. WIIFM. What's in it for me? That's what they care about. Your job is to immediately change your website to reflect the proper message using a tested and proven design format. This format is called persuasion marketing. Persuasion marketing isn't a revolutionary idea. Brick and mortar retailers have incorporated persuasive marketing techniques in their stores for decades. For example, when you go to the grocery store, you'll find milk in the back. As you walk by the bakery, you smell the aroma of fresh bread or cookies baking. The layout of the aisles and the location of products on shelves are all planned to attract attention, gain interest, stimulate desire, and persuade you to navigate the store the way retailers want you to. Persuasion marketing is simply presenting compelling information about your product or service that will persuade your prospects to take a specific action. All marketing should inform and persuade your prospects. When a prospect makes a decision, that decision represents the natural and logical result of a cognitive process. It may take place almost instantaneously or stretch out over a long period of time. It's a process, not an event. Persuasion marketing seamlessly weaves the prospect's buying decision into the business's selling process. This seamless integration depends on your ability to address the varying levels of wants and needs prospects have at every point in the sales process. We've simplified this very complex system for you through this program. We developed all of this to provide you with a tool that does all the heavy lifting for you and help you provide you with simple step-by-step process that will enable you to take the mystery out of building the perfect website, a website that actually makes you money. The only variable in this is the fact that your prospects are not all at the same stage in their decision-making process. Some of them are ready to make an immediate decision and will take the action you request, while others will still be doing their research about you. The fact is, once you've acquired a lead and a prospect has raised their hand saying they're interested in what you have to offer, you don't know where they are in their decision-making process. Most businesses assume that if someone shows an interest, that they're ready to buy now. This is a big mistake. Only 4% of your prospects are ready to buy right now. The other 96% need to be nurtured and taken down a path that will eventually lead them to buy. This is the beauty of following persuasion marketing. You will see long-term, ongoing success by addressing the wants and needs of all prospects in such a way that you continue to move them through the various stages of their decision-making process. The problem is that today most marketing experts offer nothing more than all sorts of tips, tricks, tools, and gimmicks to help you attempt to convert a prospect into a client. None of them will work for long. Prospects have wised up to the trickery. They have become jaded, skeptical, and distrustful. For any business owner to become successful today, they must provide their prospects with an experience focused on their specific wants and needs, whether they're just a little interested or looking to buy immediately. Fail to do this, and you will never achieve your business goals. To make this even easier, remember this one important fact. Marketing is a science, and like everything in science, there's a simple equation that, when followed, will always produce the right result. The equation is known as the marketing equation. The marketing equation can be broken down into 4 basic simple components: interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. It's based on one of the oldest and most durable models known. It's been around for years, and it is proven to be successful time and time again for every business that has followed it. Why? Because it helps business owners appeal to consumers' emotional and logical wants and needs. For your marketing message to be effective, you must sharpen the focus on your message to ensure that you actually reach your prospect's mind, and that you do so with enough impact that he or she will pick up the phone, walk into the store, or go to the website and get involved with your business. But here's the problem. Your prospects are swimming, drowning, suffocating in marketing messages. We all are. And that flood of marketing messages is only going to continue to grow. Because they're inundated with marketing messages, your prospects will filter most of these messages right out of their conscious thought, unless one happens to hit them squarely on their hot button. This is exactly what your marketing message is going to do. Hit a resounding bullseye on your target customer's hot button with a highly targeted and strategically placed message that will compel them to buy, or at least to take the next step. If you can hire a professional copywriter that understands this concept, that's an investment that can be worth its weight in gold. But whether you hire a professional or write your own marketing materials, you must know and understand what all marketing is really supposed to do. Your marketing must do 3 things. It must grab the prospect's attention, it must facilitate the prospect's information gathering and decision-making process, and it must provide a specific low-risk, easy-to-take action that helps them make a good decision. It can't just do one of them. It must do all 3. Otherwise, it will underperform, underwhelm, and get lost in the sea of all the other irrelevant marketing messages we're all flooded with. Let's specifically go through each of the 3 areas. First and foremost, all marketing must grab the prospect's attention. If it doesn't, it's worthless and a complete waste of your time, effort, and money. If it doesn't grab the prospect's attention, the rest of your message will never get read, watched, or listened to. That means you have to have a great headline if the ad is in print, you have a website, or you use landing pages. If it's on the radio, the headline is the first thing they hear. If it's on TV, the headline is the first thing they see and hear. Second, every prospect, no matter who they are or what they buy, is always looking for the best deal. Seriously, I want you to sit back and really think about this. Have you ever bought anything yourself where you didn't want the best deal? It didn't matter if it was a 5-cent stick of gum or a $70,000 BMW. Everyone, no matter who they are, always wants the best deal. Fortunately, that doesn't mean they want the lowest price. It does mean they want the most value for the price. They will pay a higher price for increased value. But in order to know if something is the best deal, they must have decision-making information. Your marketing must help the prospect gather information that aids them in their decision-making process. That's why the client profile and the decision-making process are so important. Without these fundamentals in place, you won't know the right information to provide your prospects. This also explains why it's so important to position your business in its own niche. For instance, who would you go to if you played golf and had developed a horrendous slice that was adding 12 strokes to your score? Would you go to a golf pro who helps golfers improve their game? Or would you go to a pro who specifically advertised that they help golfers who slice their drives? That's the difference in selecting your niche market versus trying to be all things to all prospects. Finally, your marketing must contain a low or no risk offer to further facilitate the prospect's decision-making process. You have to give them a compelling yet safe way to take the next step, whatever that next step is. The next step is determined by your sales process. Note that this next step Action may not be necessarily be to plunk down their credit card then and there and buy your product or service. It may be to pick up the phone, to make an appointment to learn more, to order a free trial, or to visit a retail location. Whatever it is, what you want is a concrete action step that gets your prospect actively involved with your business. So these three principles must always be present if your marketing is going to be effective. Now, to help ensure that you always include these three principles, all you need to do is follow the marketing equation for every marketing piece you develop. Remember, the marketing equation goes like this: interrupt plus engage plus educate plus offer equals dollars. Let's break down the marketing equation and discuss each component. First, you must interrupt your prospects so that they'll notice and pay attention to your message. This is done with an attention-grabbing headline. Attention-grabbing means hot-button oriented. It's absolutely critical that your headline address a major problem, concern, fear, or frustration that your prospects generally experience when they buy what you sell. The headline is by far the single most important part of any marketing piece, and especially when it comes to your website. Your headline is the ad for your ad. If your prospects don't read or notice the headline, then they won't read the rest of the ad or stay on your website, no matter how well it's written. So, if your headline doesn't do its job, the rest of the project is nothing but a waste of time, effort, and money. No matter what the medium, every marketing piece starts with a headline, and that headline must grab the prospect's attention effectively and immediately. In a print piece or website, the headline is printed in the largest type so the eye goes to it first. In a radio ad, the headline would be the first thing the listener hears in your elevator pitch. It's the first words out of your mouth. If it's written correctly, the right attention-grabbing headline also serves as a crucial function that many marketers and business owners don't think about. It immediately qualifies your target customer and disqualifies those prospects who aren't your target customer. A well-crafted headline will speak directly to those prospects that genuinely want or need your product or service, and those are the prospects you want. Here's how to craft the perfect headline. Let's say your child care facility specializes in caring for children ages 3 months through 3 years old. You've discovered that all the other child care services in your area have a staff-to-child ratio of about 10 to 1. That is, there's only one staff member for every 10 children. You've also identified that one of your target customers' hot buttons is making sure her child is getting enough personal, undivided attention and supervision from the child care staff. Your ideal prospect would be willing to pay a significantly higher price for child care to ensure that happens. Since this is a hot button issue for her, this want will be firmly entrenched in her mind, and she will immediately respond to any marketing that highlights this issue. Knowing that, you decide to innovate your child care and hire additional staff so that your staff-to-child ratio would drop to 5 to 1. Using that hot button plus innovation gives you the raw material for an attention-grabbing headline targeting her hot button and therefore grabbing her attention. Do you think this headline might grab her attention? Ever feel like your child care treats your child like a number instead of a little person? If you were this prospective child care mom and you were concerned that your child wasn't receiving adequate supervision at child care, would this headline grab you? Would it break through the clutter? Of course it would. Now you've grabbed your prospect's attention. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. You only have it for the next 3 seconds. Simply grabbing her attention is not going to get your message across, because the moment after you've grabbed it, you'll lose it again, unless you're carefully following the marketing equation. You must engage the prospect with a sub-headline. Once you've grabbed your prospect's attention, you must ensure that the very next thing she reads holds and engages that attention, and that's the sub-headline's job. The headline is like tapping on a glass with a spoon at a dinner party to get everyone's attention so you can give a toast. The sub-headline is the first headline you speak when you actually start giving the toast. Your sub-headline needs to engage your prospect's attention by promising to provide her with vital decision-making information that will solve the major concern or frustration that was addressed in the headline. Your subheadline must build on the impact of your headline. It must connect and be so intriguing that the prospects will be compelled to read further. So after we hit her hot button with the headline that says, "Ever feel like your child care treats your child like a number instead of a little person?" the subheadline should say something like, "Here's how to ensure your child gets personal, loving, caring, one-on-one attention at childcare." Your subheadline will be in the second largest font in your marketing piece. Plus, it will be placed directly below your headline so that it appears to flow naturally out of your headline. Ever feel like your childcare treats your child like a number instead of a little person? Here's how to ensure your child gets personal, loving, caring, one-on-one attention at childcare. Notice how the headline and subheadline work together to interrupt and engage your target customer by first addressing a major problem, concern, or frustration in their life, and then second, promising to provide them with vital decision-making information that will solve that major problem or concern. Let me repeat that again. The headline addresses the biggest problem, concern, fear, or frustration your target customer typically experiences when they buy what you sell. And the subheadline promises, not gives, promises that if they continue to read or listen to the rest of the message, they will discover the solution to that problem. Here are some additional examples that demonstrate the awesome attention-grabbing power of well-written headlines and subheadlines. Need to sell your home fast? These 11 steps will get you more money and sell your home in half the time. If you wanted to sell your home quickly, would you practically be forced to read this ad? How about this one? Looking for hidden bargains on beautiful vacation homes across the country? Here are 3 ways you can acquire the home of your dreams for pennies on the dollar. If you were looking to upgrade your lifestyle, could wild horses stop you from reading the rest of this ad? This works no matter what the product, service, or industry. Want to quit smoking for good? Without willpower, drugs, or cravings, and without getting fat? A revolutionary discovery can do all of this and more in just 30 days. Even if you weren't a smoker, would you be all but compelled to find out just what this revolutionary discovery is all about? Of course you would. Writing headlines and subheadlines takes practice, patience, and access to a great swipe file. Here are some quick tips regarding these 3 areas. When it comes to practice, we suggest that you write 15 to 20 different headlines for each piece. Professional copywriters often write more than 100, but 15 to 20 will suffice in most cases. As for patience, you can't do this in just a few minutes. Take your time writing these. Headline writing is a skill that must be learned through time and exposure, but once you master it, you'll profit from it tremendously. A swipe file is a collection of previously used, tested, and proven headlines and subheadlines that can be used as examples to help you get started developing the ones that will work for your business. You have access to our headline swipe file in the resources section. It's called the Headline Bank, and it contains more than 350 of the world's most powerful headlines and subheadlines for you to use to help in creating your own marketing and advertising. Understand that the interrupt and engage components are 2 of the most important marketing fundamentals you must master in order to create competition-crushing marketing. Once mastered, they will have a tremendous impact on your marketing results and help you to attract more clients. Now that you've interrupted the prospect by getting their attention and engaged them by making a promise of providing them with decision-making information that solves their problem, it's time to deliver the goods. Now you must educate your reader by providing them with significant innovation information about how it is that your business delivers on the promises you made in the headline and subheadline. This is the task of the lengthiest piece of text in your entire marketing piece, the body copy. Think of it this way. You're a trial lawyer and the jury is made up of prospects you're trying to convince. Your headline and subheadline would be your opening statement in front of that jury, and it would sound something like this. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, John Smith murdered Mike Jones. That would be your headline. And I'll prove it by revealing 4 critical pieces of damaging evidence that the prosecution doesn't want you to see. That's your subheadline. Do you think there's anyone on that jury right now that can't wait to find out what that evidence is? Once you interrupt and engage your prospects, it's up to the body copy to detail your case by presenting all the relevant evidence that will convince them to buy what you sell. In the case of our child care, your body copy must convince your prospects that you have the best child care available. But simply telling them that you're the best value isn't enough, because anyone can say anything. You have to prove it. Your body copy must emphasize and elaborate on the benefits the prospect wants and not simply the features you have. The single biggest and most common mistake business people make is to focus constantly on their business's features and not on its benefits. There's an old adage in the world of sales: features tell, benefits sell. Businesses that focus on features will forever compete on price. Businesses that focus on benefits will forever compete on value. Remember, every prospect is looking for the best deal, and that does not mean the lowest price. It means the most value. Prospects will pay a higher price if they understand the value of your product or service. Therefore, it's an imperative that your body copy informs your prospects about your greatest value with crystal clarity. For your child care website, you would want to make sure to highlight the fact that your staff to child ratio is half that of all other child care providers in the area. You want to focus on just that one hot button. Also, you would want to do this in such a way that you don't come across as maliciously attacking your competition, but as simply informing parents that you have innovated your child care service with their needs in mind. You might even point out that they're free to inquire at other child cares to verify the information you've given them. It's important to make careful choices here. While the body copy is by far the longest portion of the website, this is still a marketing piece, not an informational pamphlet, brochure, or catalog. Resist the temptation to throw in every bit of juicy information you can think of, and remember to focus on only one hot button at a time. You only have a minute or two to inform a prospective child care mom how your child care will benefit her. Remember, your website should focus on one hot button only. All of this information goes into the body copy of your ad to fully educate your prospects. Once you educate them, they understand the value of your product or service. It's time to make them an offer. You must always position a compelling offer on your website, no matter what form or format you use. Every marketing piece needs to close with a compelling offer. If you don't, 99% of prospects out of 100 will simply click off your site. Your prospects will not take any action unless you ask them to do so and give them a very good reason why they should do so. Your offer has one purpose and one purpose only: to get your prospect to take a specific action. The offer step is often referred to as the call to action. To get the maximum number of prospects to respond to your call to action, structure your compelling offer so it's a low, or better yet, no risk way to lead your prospect to take the next step in the sales process, to take a specific action. I'm often astonished at the number of times I see a marketing piece that has no offer at all, or the call to action creates a perceived high risk in the mind of the prospect. Call us today for a free consultation is a very common offer, but that offer conveys a massive high risk situation for the prospect. When they see this, they begin to think they're contacting a pushy salesperson who will bombard them with a hard sales pitch. A low or no risk offer allows you to capture those prospects that may not be ready to buy right now, but are just thinking about it or simply interested in gathering more information about your product or service. So a low risk offer lets you fish with a bigger net. Keep in mind that there are different types of offers. If you sell a low or moderately priced product or service, the next step might be to buy. If you sell a more expensive item, the next action step might be to request additional information. One excellent way to do this is to offer a free informational report. A report allows you to provide additional details about the benefits you provide that you don't have room for in your ad. When considering child care services, no prospect is going to make such an important decision from simply reading a postcard. They will first want additional information before they will even commit to visiting the facility in person. If you own a business that requires your prospects to be educated about the benefits of doing business with you, your compelling offer should always revolve around a free informational report. In our child care example, your free report offer might sound like this. Get a shocking free report that compares the actual staff to child ratio at all 17 area child care facilities. This free report should be available upon request. Prospects should be able to call and request a report to be physically mailed to them, or better yet, directed to a landing page where they can either enter their first name and their email address so they can instantly receive the report. The key is to capture the prospect's contact information when they call or go online to request a report. This allows you to focus your marketing efforts on those prospects that have shown a genuine interest in your business. Once you capture their contact information, you begin a drip campaign. This simply means you market directly to them by sending additional compelling marketing pieces that also follow the marketing equation. Each follow-up piece should continue to educate your prospects on the innovations of your childcare and the benefits those innovations provide to them. Your drip campaign should never focus solely on attempting to sell them your services. That is an instant turnoff for prospects. By using an educational-based approach, your prospects will quickly come to the conclusion that they would be an absolute fool to do business with any other childcare but yours. Remember, you innovated your business and you now have exactly what they want and need. When you provide someone with what they want, you don't need to sell. They will ask you if they can buy. The marketing equation of interrupt, engage, educate, and offer has proven again and again to be a powerful formula for generating more interest, more prospects, and more sales. Let's look at some sample sites that use the marketing equation. Our own website. The video presentation interrupts, engages, and performs some basic education. We then refer to the free test drive as the offer, which should always be located on the right side. The video and the offer must always appear above the fold. This refers to the screen cutoff that prospects will see on their own computers. It's critical that you experiment with several different web browsers to ensure that all of your site's vital components appear above the fold. What appears above the fold on Internet Explorer may not appear the same for someone using Mozilla Firefox. In short, most prospects won't take the time to scroll down the page if what appears above the fold isn't sufficient to interrupt and engage them. Let's look at another website that caters to weight loss. Notice the headline is hitting the hot button that immediately interrupts overweight prospects by stating that losing weight has nothing to do with food. The subheadline instantly grabs and engages by promising the solution. If you're tired of dieting, then this is the solution for you. They go on to educate the prospect by giving them 3 separate choices depending on their specific situation and preferences, and the offer is located on the right to receive a free e-cookbook by subscribing to their e-zine. This offer is commonly referred to as an ethical bribe. An ethical bribe is offering added value in exchange for a commitment from the prospect. In this case, the ethical bribe is the free e-cookbook in exchange for the prospect's name and email. However, notice how this site has been developed to produce back-end sales. The Shop Online link allows prospects and clients to order directly online. Let's look at another website that offers to improve an individual's hand strength. Another good use of the marketing equation, although we would prefer to see the name Functional Hand Strength at the bottom, we would also prefer the offer box to be larger and more prominently displayed. One additional observation here, notice that since this site requires the prospect to scroll down the page, they have added an additional subscribe box at the bottom of the page. Very smart. Here's the website for a business that buys houses. Do you think this headline and subheadline are perfect matches for their target prospects' hot buttons? Anyone needing to sell their home is only going to consider this option if something has happened in their life that requires fast action. This site hits that hot button instantly. We also love the location of the links at the top. They're available if needed without being a distraction. The Educate is simple, quick, easy to read, and easy to understand. Notice how it focuses on the benefits, not the features. It doesn't say that we submit your offer to lenders or speculators, but focuses solely on the benefits of them possibly receiving full market value, relief of stress, and the attainment of peace of mind. The offer is excellent. It's non-threatening and perfectly suited for this type of prospect looking for fast action. A free quote on their home by email. They provide an excellent call to action with specific instructions as to what to do. If you fail to be specific, your prospects may or may not take action. Here's the website for a business that provides parenting advice. We would give this site a C. We would prefer the very top of the site be located at the very bottom. Prospects could care less what the name of your business is or who you are. Remember, they only care about what you can do for them. We again like the location of the link across the top of the site. They're available if needed without being distracting. Unfortunately, the headline completely misses the mark as an interrupt, and there is no subheadline to engage. Let's think about his target customer for a moment. Why would a prospect be looking for parenting advice? Would it be because they think they're bad parents and are looking to improve themselves? No. Always remember a central theme for your marketing. The vast majority of all prospects are reactive rather than proactive. We're much more interested in solving a problem than acquiring pleasure. The only reason a prospect will come to this site looking for parenting help is if they have a problem with their child. Then, that is what the headline must address. What do you think about this headline-subheadline combination? Are you sick and tired of the yelling, screaming, and belligerent attitude of your child? Now you can discover the secrets to controlling your child and instantly restore peace and quiet in your home. Would that interrupt and engage most prospects looking for help with an unruly child? Are you beginning to understand the absolute importance of following the marketing equation in every piece of your marketing you develop? Here's another flaw. There's no educate on this site, except to say that prospects will find tons of great information here. Most prospects will not take their valuable time to go hunting. His offer also misses the mark. The name of the report, The Secret for Parents, isn't compelling. I would have preferred the title to be verbiage he used to describe the report. Learn the secrets to nurturing well-behaved children. To me, that's much more compelling, although I would have addressed more of the negative side of the situation. Remember, that's the solution the prospect is looking for. What about this title for the report? Learn the secrets to gaining and maintaining complete control of your child in less than 60 seconds. Is that better? Which report would you be more compelled as a prospect to want to get your hands on? Here's what the doctor's revised site would look like. Now, seriously, which site do you think will generate more leads and close more clients? See what we mean when we say that knowing and understanding some simple website fundamentals can help you to immediately dominate your market? There is one other thing this site does that every business should be taking advantage of these days. It has a secondary offer. On this site, the doctor's main offer is his free special report. But if you do not sign up to receive it and you attempt to leave his page empty-handed, you suddenly see this. Before you leave, he's going to see if he can at least entice you to sign up for his newsletter. Many sites are now making additional offers for additional products and services, as well as optional pricing. In fact, here's a suggestion that may save you and your business a lot of money in the future. One trend I've noticed today is a before-you-go price reduction offer. We were on a site recently that had a product for sale in the amount of $24.95. We decided to wait and order it later. When we clicked off the site, a pop-up appeared similar to the one we just discussed that said, "Wait, before you go, we would like to extend a final offer for this product. Buy now, and it's yours for the ridiculously low price of $18.88. Many businesses, if they don't make the initial sale, will offer you a 10% to 40% discount on whatever it is they're selling. as long as you buy now. So for future reference, it may pay to never purchase initially from any website. Instead, click off and see if you receive a better offer. You can always go back and purchase if you don't. Although websites are important, most small business owners need a simple landing page, especially if you plan to use pay-per-click as a marketing strategy. Here are some excellent suggestions for our friends at Mindvalley Labs. Here's how to increase your conversion rate with targeted landing pages. This tactic has boosted conversion rates from pay-per-click advertising by as much as 50%, and yet only 20% of all sites use this. Every internet marketer out there is looking for ways to increase their site's conversion rate. An easy and fast way to do this is to create different landing pages. A landing page is the first page that visitors see after clicking on your banner ad, PPC ad, or promotional email. It can be a specific page on your website or a separate page created exclusively for search engines. A landing page is designed to direct visitors to a specific action, such as making a purchase, completing a registration, or subscribing to your mailing list. Landing pages are perhaps the most important part of your advertising strategy, yet less than 20% of your competitors actually know how to use them properly. An effective landing page is a crucial component to increase your conversion rate and convert browsers into buyers. On average, visitors spend less than 10 seconds looking at a landing page before determining its usefulness and relevance to their needs. So, what makes a really great landing page? Here are the qualities that make a landing page effective. The headline and copy of the landing page should correspond to the ad copy. If your ad is targeted to people looking for golf attire, your landing page should focus on golf attire and not on other items that could distract from the main focus, such as golf clubs, balls, or bags. This is very, very important. To do this properly, you need to create a different landing page for every important ad group in your Google campaign. Here's an example from MindValleyLabs.com. Notice how they make the headline and first paragraph of the landing page correspond to the ad driving traffic to it. Immediately upon doing this, they saw a doubling in sign-up rates across all of their campaigns. The ad and landing page were designed for keywords related to website conversion. The ad changes when keywords related to web marketing are used. The focus is on getting visitors to take one specific action. The landing page works on the basis of a most wanted response. It's designed to get the target prospect to take one specific action, such as making a purchase or subscribing to a newsletter. Notice that in the example pages above, they go directly for a sign-up rather than trying to make an immediate sale. They identified that people who sign up first and then read their lessons are more likely to buy their book. Their lessons generate interest and close the sale for them. There are no disturbing navigational links. Unlike the home page, the purpose of the landing page is not to get the users to browse the site, but to stay on the page and carry out the most wanted response. Tests have shown that landing pages with too many navigational links consistently underperform when it comes to conversion rates. Just stick to the basics. A company logo or header for recognition along with a link to the homepage are sufficient. Avoid having any links that distract from carrying out the most wanted response. Recently, however, Google implemented a new series of guidelines for landing pages. You may get punished if you leave out all links, so keep some in, but don't make them glaringly obvious so that they distract from the most wanted response. A good strategy might be to include the links in the footer rather than the header of the page. Keep the copy short. The copy on the landing page is usually shorter and more straightforward than the copy on your homepage. In the examples, they keep their copy to just a few bullet points. Shorter copy works best for encouraging people to take action on free items, such as signing up for a free newsletter or registering for a free service. However, this rule does not apply if you're trying to sell something on your landing page. For sales above $19, you need to add long copy. The higher the purchase price, the more you have to lengthen the copy to justify the sale. Use a prominent subscription form or checkout option. The action you want the user to take should be available on the landing page itself. The user should not have to click to another page. Here is an example of a landing page they use to get visitors who click on their meditation-related ads to sign up for a free online course. Notice the short copy, prominent sign-up form, and lack of a confusing navigational menu. Use all of these basic examples as guides and format your website or landing pages to match so that you begin to generate instant revenue for your business. The following suggestions should be considered for every new or existing website. Having a specific purpose clearly defines the site's purpose and ensure all content, graphics, and text tightly focus on that purpose. Discard all extraneous or distracting material and regularly revisit your site to ensure all changes fit with the site's primary purpose. Keep it lightweight. Use only fast-loading graphics and other elements. If you must use large graphics, use thumbnails and image slicing to diminish the size of every file to lessen load times. Though the majority of prospects now carry high-speed access, avoid any content that requires the user to download special or non-standard plugins to view your content. Make it fast-loading. Each and every entry page on your site should weigh in under 50 to 100 KB total, including graphics and navigation. Interior pages can run larger, but the front doors to your site should not make prospects wait long to start interacting with the site. Use standard code. You should only use HTML or ASP to create your website. Never use Java, XML, DHTML, or other forms of code that require a prospect to keep their browser set up correctly to accommodate your page. Unless you sell to geeks and techno nerds, this will only create chaos for your visitors. Accommodate the search engines. If you want search engine traffic, use whole web pages that don't incorporate frames or large amounts of code unrelated to your content. Also, if you want search engine traffic, actively cultivate linking relationships with related sites and operate a blog. Consider the lowest denominator. Designed for last year's technology, so prospects using older computers and slower connections can download your content and use your site quickly and easily. Designing your site for the bleeding edge will only cut into your own profits. Avoid annoying elements. Use only stationary text and graphical layout elements. No scrolling text, marquees, or large flash animations of any kind, including those annoying full-page flash home pages that say skip intro. This eye candy rarely adds to a site's main purpose and often causes your visitors to miss something or leave in frustration. Never ask a prospect to scroll sideways. Design your pages so they never force a visitor to scroll left or right, no matter what the resolution settings are on their monitor. Sites that read best viewed at 1024 by 768 are really telling your prospects to look at it my way because I don't care about your preferences or limitations. Stay consistent. Include a standard navigational structure on every page. Though it may mean a serious challenge for the designer, users should only need to click once to find every major section of your site. This includes using a standard link color in all of your site's text links. Blue hyperlink, purple visited hyperlink, red active hyperlink. Cultivate additional subscribers. Nothing floods your website with targeted traffic like sending an email message to your loyal subscriber base. Whether for a new product launch, affiliate product endorsement, or holiday sale, that list represents your most valuable online business asset. Make sure your website actively cultivates subscribers by giving them multiple opportunities to sign up and a compelling reason or incentive to do so. Then make it worth their while to pay attention to you on a regular basis. Whether you're a home-based business owner or CEO or a billion-dollar e-business empire, these recommendations will guide you to instant revenue generation. Always remember that it takes action to get results. The information provided in this presentation is tested and proven, but you will find it worthless unless you apply it to your business.